Hi, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Shane Williams, President and CEO of West Red Lake Gold Mines. Look, this company started about a year and a half ago. Frank Juster and myself got together. Frank, obviously, people are well aware of Frank and his track record in the gold mining industry in Canada. So Frank's vision at the time was to build another Canadian mid-tier gold mining producer. So the idea was to get together. He wanted an operator. My background is building and operating mines all over the world. So we got together. The idea was let's find a good mine as a start, a base mine to start. If we go back 14, 16 months ago, gold was at $1,600 an ounce. Nobody really cared about gold. It was a real opportunity, contrarian position. So we went to the Red Lake region of Canada. You know, it's been overlooked for a number of years. Everybody is in areas like the Golden Triangle, etc. We saw the opportunity. Evolution has been there with their taking over the old Goldcorp mines. You have Great Bear had a great run in that region, taken over by Kinross. So we saw the opportunity to become the new developer in this region. So we took over a property called the Rowan property, which was our first foray into that. At that stage, the Madsen mine, who people remember, was being run by a company called Pure Gold. They actually built and operated the mine, financed the mine, and put it into production. So it's in commercial production. It was in commercial production. They ended up having some challenges as they were running the mine, and the project went into the CCAA process in Canada. The history of the mine is that we ended up doing a deal to buy it out of CCAA. So $350 million has been spent on this project to date, and we ended up buying it for $6.5 million in cash. So a great deal at the time. Sprott Resource Lending were the main lender to Pure Gold, and we converted Sprott's main debt into equity, so the company is free of debt. Just to give you a scale of what we've bought, everything was in place that you'd want for a mine. There's underground equipment was in place, tailings facility, a brand new mill, water treatment, and more importantly, permits were in place. So it gives you a great platform to start a gold mining business effectively with one mine, start the one mine, bring it back into production quickly. So basically, we've decided to take a step back. We could have gone into production, we could have repeated the sins of old, but we decided to step back, have a look at the project, understand what went wrong. We've gone back in when we understood that basically a lot of it was around the definition drilling and understanding of the geology and the ore body. So we've gone right back. We've done a lot of infill drilling. So we've moved the spacing of drilling, which was 20 meters, down to 6 meters. We've done a lot of mine planning. We've done some studies. We're going to do some test mining. There were some capital projects to do, and started to plan for a restart. It really comes down to the definition drilling. The ore body is very complex in Red Lake. It needs a lot of definition drilling. We've drilled 40,000 meters of drilling to date, and it's that level of definition drilling that really defines to understand that ore body. Once that ore body is done, then it looks at mine planning. Just to give you that level of understanding, by doing that tight space drilling, we're increasing the confidence, and we're also extending zones. Finding that it's getting higher grade as we go deeper with that tighter space drilling. You can see some of the hits extending mineralization down dip as we go forward. Just to give you a scale of the ore body, you'll see all the drill hits there that you see are outside the existing resource. So these are existing drill hits that will be incorporated into an updated resource. Madsen is down to a depth of 1,200 meters, and there's a shaft already on the property. Evolution, which is our neighbor across the lake, they're down mining at 3,000 meters. So we know that this ore body goes much, much deeper, and we have a lot of drill showings much deeper below the ore body. You can see the key or the 8 zone. This is a very high-grade zone. It's equivalent to the high-grade zone in Red Lake. On our books at the moment, there's 100,000 ounces at 24 grams. Pure Gold had 300,000 ounces at 25 grams. So this is a very high-grade ore body, very similar to the high-grade ore body had transformed Red Lake, people remember the Swan Zone in Fosterville as well. This is a similar sort of analogy to that. So really a game changer for the project. Comes back to this, I'll go back to this mine engineering and the level of detail we're doing. From the original resource estimate down to short-term modelling, down to drilling, down to stope level developing and the drilling. So that level of confidence matrix we've developed to give us a lot more confidence in the ore body as we go to that planning. That process has been ongoing now since last year. So there's about 70,000 ounces of high confidence inventory in stope defined ready for mining. We're currently doing a pre-feasibility study, which will be out by the end of October, ready to launch into a restart. We're doing a lot of projects on the project as well, a connection drift, a lot of capital we're spending for a restart. They had 2 portals, they have a shaft, no portals were connected together, so we're doing a connection drift to allow movement of ore much more efficiently. They had a lot of challenges in moving ore from one portal up to surface across our main roads and back. So a lot of ongoing projects. We're doing some test mining. There's some test mining to be done on de-risking the resource as we go forward on the project. Our plan is to go back into production in the middle of 2025. We've been doing drilling and infill expansion. We're doing underground development. We have 150 people on the site at the moment. We're buying all our equipment. We've bought crushers, camps, mine drive facilities, new equipment. We're doing some test mining. We're doing our connection drift, and we're doing a bulk sample. All that getting ready for a restart. Our PFS will be complete just towards October. Then we're ramping up personnel at site. We're getting our systems ready, operational readiness, and the goal is from middle of January onwards to start slowly ramping up with production from the back end of next year. Full year production in 2026. Just a little bit on some of the challenges of the mine startups. Everyone's asking at the moment, it's not a good time to be starting a mine in Canada. There's been a few issues and a couple of challenges, but we've kind of understood that. So a lot of definition drilling has been de-risked on the ore body. Remember, a lot of capex has been put into this project already. 350 million has been spent. We've probably spent another 150 already. So $500 million of capex has been put into this project by the time we restart. The plant is brand new. The plant was commissioned in 2020. Recoveries of 97%. It ran at 1,000 tons a day. All permits are in place. There is an IBA in place with the First Nations group. We have a very good relationship with the local First Nations group. There's no debt on the project. We converted all the debt into equity, so Sprott is a 21% shareholder in the company. And we have a good supply in the Red Lake region. There's a lot of mining, a lot of history of mining. We've been able to get no problem getting people to ramp up, getting ready. As I said, we had earlier this year, we had 30 people. We're now up to 120 people on the site to ramp up ready for production. A little bit on the focus as we move quicker towards developer to producer. The middle to the end of next year, we'll be back into production as we move forward. Look back on where gold price is today. It had another good move today. So as we move forward into production in the middle of next year, it's a great time to be restarting a project and a gold mine. There's a large land package we picked up as well all across the district. And so a lot of, we've started to do some surface exploration at the moment across the district. There was a lot of satellite deposits on the project. The real big vision is to create this hub and spoke model. We have the Madsen Mill, we have a good ore body, but there's a lot of satellite deposits around Red Lake region, which are good in themselves, but they don't have a mill. And we're the only ones with an independent mill in this region. Evolution have 3 mills. Great Bear was bought by Kinross. We're the only developer there in this region that has a mill. So lots of opportunity to grow, lots of showings, and a lot of these deposits have small resources on them already. The high-grade zone a little bit, if you see some of the key drill intercepts there of the high-grade zone, it's very similar to the Gold Corp high-grade zone. You have the 8 zone. which was very similar. It's at the same sort of depth, strike length, in the same sort of rock package as the 8 zone. Currently, there's just over 100,000 ounces at 20 grams in place. Originally, Pure Gold had 300,000 ounces at 25 grams. We will be drilling this again in the back half of this year, and we're dewatering the shaft at the moment. It was mined. There is a shaft all the way down to the 8 zone. So this would be something that would come into production in year 3 or year 4 in the mine life. So the overall resource is about 1.7 million ounces at 6.5 grams. Once we drill the 8 zone out, and you can see that there is showings, it does go down dip, it goes a lot more deeper. This will really be a game changer for the mine and get an average grade of around 10, 11 grams once we start to bring this in year 3 or year 4. A little bit on our management team and board. So we're backed by Frank Giustra and his network of people. And we have a very good board. We've Tony McCooch, who people remember from Kirkland Lake, Duncan Middlemas from West Dome. So we brought on a very technical board, structured around it. The focus is to use Madsen as a vehicle to build a large company. So Hugh Agro from Kinross. We brought on a good management team. My background, I was with Eldorado for 10 years. Built all their mines in Greece, Turkey, and the Lamaque project in Val d'Or. So I have a good history of building, operating mines. And we've brought in recently, joining us was Gwen Preston, who some of you will know, newsletter writer, knows lots of projects. She came on board and joined the team in investor relations. So a competent management team, good board of directors, and great backers is in Frank Giustra and his network. So really a platform to move into production next year, and then as we go forward to build a company upon that. As we manage to move forward and de-risk, we'll see a share price appreciation. Pure Gold in production was valued at a $1.2 billion market cap. So today we're just over 200 million Canadian. So as we move forward, we see that opportunity to get re-rated, de-risk the project, and move into production very quickly. Use that as an opportunity then to do other M&A activities as we move forward. Once we have Madsen established, up and running, and moving into production. A little bit on our share structure. We've some large shareholders. Frank Giustra is a shareholder. Van Eck is a shareholder on board. We have Sprott Resource Lending as we converted them over from their debt into equity. We have other institutions, Extract Capital, etc., are large shareholders. So we have very, very strong institution shareholding base who are all there as long-term shareholders. Currently, we have $25 million cash available, about 270 million shares outstanding, and set up for, as we move forward, all those shareholders are long-term shareholders who are there for the bigger vision of a growth of a company. Frank has pro-rated every raise to date. Frank is there as a long-term shareholder and will be there for the long-term vision. Frank has done this a few times. Aries Mining in Colombia started off very similar as West Red Lake. Over 4 years is now a 400,000 ounce producer. So it's a very similar model based in Canada, based in growth of Canada. Currently we have just over 1.7 million ounces of M&I at around 7 grams between both of them. We also have the Rowan property, which has over, at a 12 gram, over 200,000 ounces of indicated and inferred. So high grade again. This is easily set up as a satellite deposit to feed material into the Madsen mill. And that's the story of West Red Lake. Set up for, it's really a restart story. Get a project. We got it very cheap in a time when people didn't care about gold. And we're moving forward. We're de-risking the asset, and we're getting ourselves set up for production as we move forward into mid next year. Gold is taking a run. Gold will probably be much higher as we move into production. It's a great time to be moving a project into production as a base to move the project forward. Thank you very much.
We've got no time for questions, so thank you, Shane.
Thank you.